Then you got it.
Oh, he's got it?
Yep. Look at that.
What is he?
You know, I can't see him quite yet, but
let's see what
I'd love a scoop.
Oh. Oh, boy. Nice Waldo.
Sir, look at that.
Come here, buddy. There you go.
Awesome, thank you, sir. Yeah, gorgeous fish. A little chunky one. Now let me tell you, that did not take long.
Beautiful fish. Wow, that was cool.
Yeah, we like that. That was quick.
Right now, the fish are draining off these big back-end flats.
Sweet.
It wasn't that long ago, you go in these back-end bays up on shallow rock piles and there are isolated schools of walleyes.
Got one. There we go.
Another one.
Another one.
And now that all of a sudden the bugs are coming out, the water's warming up, the fish are transitioning out.
I was just adjusting my float here and I looked out and it was gone, so.
And what we're doing is actually sort of sight fishing them in no man's land. And I'm just wandering along the edge of a flat where the transition goes from the hard bottom to the soft bottom. There you go, that's a good one.
Yeah, another nice, gorgeous walleye. You know, like what Jim was saying, we're targeting these fish as they're coming out of these shallow spawning areas. And a lot of anglers think, you know, they go straight from those shallow areas right out to deep main-lake structure, but that's not the case. There's a lot of like mid-lake flats where you can find great walleyes like these all through the month of June. So we're gonna show you some strategies on how to catch them.
There's one right there, you can see them right there. These are walleyes and both smallmouth bass are wandering out on the flat. There's one right there. I'll make a chunk out there and we'll see if we can get them. And get that jigging wrap around them. And it's sort of interesting. The ones that are a little bit more active are up on off the bottom a little bit. Oop, oh, I had him. Oop. Oh, got him that time. But the thing is, that's one thing that's sort of interesting with this is actually experimenting with these different lures and seeing what the fish are willing to bite. Look at that, there's a good one. Boy, he really crunched it. The jigging wrap, oop. Come on, buddy. Boy, that's cool. He had like a couple of them. Here, I think I can handle this guy. Come here, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh, but I will need the pliers, please. Oop, look at that guy. Crunch. But that's what's so fun about the some of this this electronics technology today, that you can actually read what the attitude of the fish are. You can see them out and away from the boat, and then actually experiment with different lures to figure out what the fish are willing to bite on.
If you look on the deck of the boat right now, we have two types of baits. We have moving baits, and then we have slower presentations like bobbers and jigs. And right now how we're going about this is Jim's in the front and he's working moving baits, aggressive. And I'm in the back and I'm working slower presentations, and we're kind of hitting this flat with a 1-2 punch, right? Some of the walleyes are eating the jig and wrap, some of them are eating the bobber and the leech. And we're going through and working across this structure, and that's a good way to do it if you have another angler in the boat, is use these two different presentations, you know, fast moving baits and then slower moving baits. And if you do that, you'll catch a lot of fish. All right, just tell me where, sir.
It seems like some of those are actually fish on the bottom right there. But the thing is the one thing that's sort of interesting with this technology is the fact that you can actually tell when those fish are up off the bottom, like that last one I caught. When they're, you know, like 3-4 feet off the bottom, you can see that those fish are far and away more active, where you can actually use more of an aggressive presentation to catch them. There's another one right there, look at him. Okay, there's my bait dropping down on him. Okay, oop. Come on, boys. Oop, Jake, your float's gonna go down. That's what he's coming up, he's gonna eat Jake's float. Look at how far he's off the bottom. He's just looking at it. Maybe I shouldn't point at him
there
anymore.
He goes.
There, you got him. I was gonna say.
He was coming.
Well, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's so cool.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
I can visually see him coming up,
yeah,
checking it out.
You know, there's actually this sort of interesting because a lot of people, you know, they look at forward-facing sonar as, you know, would you not catch them, you know, if you didn't have it? No, we'd still catch these fish, you know what I mean? But you would fish differently. It'd take longer to find them. With this, it's actually sort of interesting that you can get over the flats and then you'd ID right where they're at. So it's a little bit more, obviously the efficiency is pretty amazing.
Thank you. Right in the beak. Chunky Minnesota walleye. Nice. Oh yeah, that's a big pack.
That's one thing that's sort of cool about this, and we've been noticing when you're looking at this technology of something, we're learning a lot about how the fish position in the water column. You got them?
Yes, sir.
And the cool thing is the fish are being caught a lot higher in the water column than you'd imagine. Like using, you know, the fish are walleyes, big, like 8 and 9 pound walleyes. They're only 3 feet down in over 12, 15 foot of water. Little beauty, little fat football.
Wow, holy smokes.
Woo! Never let me down when I need a monster.
That thing is so
I
fat.
think I'm gonna need a still shot for social media with that. Give me a still shot.
What do you got there?
I'm gonna guess another nice
I knew that. I was gonna
walleye.
say that.
There was too many
There was like
fish.
3 of them there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. Like one of those guys is about to bite.
Yeah. It's another Waldo.
Yes, sir.
Come on, buddy. Really nice fish. So, I mean, these fish are looking really healthy. Oh, come on, boys. Snout hooked. Come on. Boy, look at that.
Thank you.
Wow.
This fish in particular is part of a pack that was sitting about 5 feet off the bottom. And those tend to be the really, really active ones. Right? That bobber sat there for about 20 seconds before he started to come and investigate. All right, back he goes. So what I've been using right now is a nice slip bobber, and there's a couple things, if you're gonna be slip bobbering for walleyes, I really like to do. And the first is use an oversized bobber, and there's 2 reasons. One is castability, and the second is visibility. So I've got a big VMC bobber on here. And another advantage too to using a bigger bobber is I can add more weight. So I've got a tungsten bullet weight right below it. And what that helps you do is get down to the fish quickly. So I've got my VMC big bobber, bullet weight to a little barrel swivel. And then from there, I've got about a 3-foot fluorocarbon leader, 8 pound to a 1/16 ounce VMC Moon Eye. And you can just tip that with the leech. It's got a really strong hook and it's great for these big fish, but this is kind of a go-to setup for me when I'm slip bobbering, and it works out great. So we're gonna bait up and get another.
Oh, got him.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Like to hear that
Ooh.
sound.
Huh. That's interesting. Boy, but is it fun fishing like this though? It really is. Look at that, see, that's my fish I'm fighting in. You can see him on, ooh, this is a better sized fish. This is the biggest fish we've had today.
Like the sound of that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this is a real one here. Yeah, real crawdad cruncher. Look at that guy there. Wow. Ooh, come here, buddy. Wow, whoa, come here.
Up. Giving you the workout.
Yep,
There he is. Nice.
there you go. Ooh. Bring that little rascal aboard. Look at that guy there. I'm gonna need the pliers on that one there. It's a pretty one. Whoa. The crawdad jigging ramp. Look at it, buddy. Well, that's what I, you know, been a really pretty fun morning actually, you know. It's one thing that with angling technology today, we're learning so much about how not only walleyes, but all different species of fish, and it's really made fishing fun. It's really sort of intriguing on how good fishing is today in North America. It's really cool. We'll get that dog back in the water. Beautiful animal though. Come on. The cool thing is about this jigging wrap, a lot of times we've been doing casting over the fish and then reeling it by them, like jigging it above them, and then all of a sudden let it go and let it fall to the bottom. A lot of times you'll see them turn around and crash on the bait.
Got him.
Got him?
Yeah, I got that
fast.
one.
I was gonna say, oh,
Yep.
come on, Bob. You didn't even get, I don't even get a cast at. I got one cast at him. But I did ID him though.
You did. And your cast helped me figure out where I needed to put the float. This water's really clear here. So one thing I've done is I've got my bait set a little higher than you normally would, probably about 4.5 feet off the bottom. And that's allowing those fish to see that from a distance and find that leech, just like this walleye did. Another nice one.
What? Another big one?
Ah, nice one, real spunky. Here he comes, sir.
Wow.
Thank
really
you.
cleaning house in the back here. I'm gonna actually try maybe go with the swim baits for a little bit, see how that goes.
Another beauty. It's really so much fun to watch these fish come up and eat your bait. The cool thing is you can see them from such a distance. All right, buddy. Back you go.
Look at that there. Those are walleyes, and look at the bait right there. That's why all those fish are there. Look at all the bait in there. It's just spread out all over it. And that's what all those fish, the walleyes and the smallmouth bass that were up in these shallow weed beds and shallow rock flats and stuff, are now transitioning, and they're slowly progressing, moving out. When you look at this spot here, this is the reason why these fish are here, is that. If you were here a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, that was not here. It was up there, and along with all the fish, the walleyes and the bass were up on these shallower rock and weed flats, and now they're draining out. But the big thing is what are you looking for? Well, when you look on my side imagery, I can show you exactly what that is. It's a hard bottom transitions where actually the rocks start to hit the softer bottom of the lake, and you can see exactly what we're following. Here you actually have the hard bottom transition where it goes into the mud, and that's what we're following. The fish are actually sitting on the outside. They're not really per se up on these higher stuff. And this is so common in a lot of different lakes. Look at that right there. There's a good one on 2D sonar we just came across. The interesting thing, because that's what I mean when you look at it, you know, a lot of people would look at us, well, what are you fishing here? But it's a really pretty distinct spot, but it doesn't look like much on the map. But it's more of a bottom composition to the transition to the mud and the food. Food is always really key throughout the entire year for any different species of fish you fish for. It's that simple.
And that bobber just shot down. There he is.
Come on. Ooh. Smallie. That looks like a head. No?
No, I think it's a walleye.
Oh, come on.
I know.
I thought it was a big brownie.
Yep.
Let's see.
Another nice walleye.
Okay. All right. There you go. Come here, buddy. Wow. Come here. There you go.
Oh, thank you, sir.
There you go.
Look at that.
Okay. There you go. You know, one thing, the slip float is pretty tough to beat at this juncture in time, but I'm not done yet.
Great fish.
Now I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get him with shock and awe.
There she goes. You know, we've been talking a lot about fast and slow presentations, and Jimmy has been in the front of the boat, and he's got 3 fast presentations. He's got a Rapala jigging wrap in a size 7, the jigging shadow wrap, and a jig in a plastic, and he's using a heavy jig. And the thing that all 3 of those baits have in common is that they're heavy, they get down fast, you fish them fast, and they get reactionary bites. Now I'm in the back of the boat, I'm doing the exact opposite. I've got slow presentations. And the one I've been using the most is the classic slip bobber and a leech, but I've also got a jig and a crawler right there and a drop shot. Now I've got a plastic on there right now, but you can use crawlers, leeches, or plastics. And really the thing that all 3 of my presentations have in common is they're slow and they stay in one place. And that has a couple of benefits. The first is I'm in the back of the boat, Jimmy's looking on the Mega Live in the front and is finding the fish. So I'm able to get my bait out there wherever he casts, and it stays in that one position, so it's always on fish. And the second is the fish are in different moods a lot. So right, if the fish are in an aggressive mood, they might want fast reactionary baits. If they're more lethargic, negative mood, they're gonna want slower presentations. So it's nice to have that 1-2 punch ready to go all the time. And it looks like Jimmy's got one.
No, do you know what I read? Changed up. No, do you know what I read? Changed up. We went to a little bit of approach. I was going with the slower tail, with the suicide shed, and it was slowing it down. And so what I did is I put a different tail on so it has that actually faster drop speed. And not only that, I went to a chartreuse bait. Absolutely, it's more the shock and awe.
Shock and awe gets you done.
Well, look at that, it didn't take long. And guess what I got? I got a tagger. No matter what, it goes to show you the willingness to experiment with the baits you're using and how fast they're moving in the water column. I was using that slower swim bait tail, like suicide shad, and they weren't biting on it. And as soon as I put this bait on, which is a straight-tailed bait, I got bit immediately. Most of the rods and reels that we're using are pretty specific. You know, I got Daiwa reels. This is a Regal LT XH, you know, a 10-pound revolve braid on their 8-pound test advanced fluorocarbon leader. A lot of times we're using more icons and avid rods and reels based on the presentation. Obviously, he's been using more of an icon, a longer slip float rod, where I've been using a little bit shorter avid, you know, snap jigging rod based on the presentation they happen to be fishing. They all have a time and place, you know, just based on the action and the power of the individual rod for the situation.
There it is, got one.
Got him?
Got him.
Nice. Might be another big smallmouth.
Yep, that's what he's feeling like. No. Nope, it's a walleye. Another nice walleye.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
I'll take the scoop on him.
No, I'm not doing that.
Nope. I can get her.
I'll get him. You know. Ooh, beautiful fish. Come here, buddy. Ooh, nice one. Wow, man, we caught a bunch of these guys today. Okay, there you go. Look at that guy.
Thank you.
Here.
There we
What
go.
a beauty there, Bubba. Now, we really had quite a stellar operation today, wasn't it?
You know, it's been an awesome day using Mega Live, targeting these walleyes on these mid-lake flats. You know, with the 1-2 punch of fast baits and slow presentations, you're gonna catch a lot of fish like that. And it's been awesome.
Great book, When God Doesn't Make Sense. Have I been there before? I got to share kind of a fun story with you. Just happened recently. We're on a film shoot to North Dakota. My nephew Dan is going, and our friend Ty Shadeen, who I'm going to be filming with. Danny's doing the shooting. School just started here. He's in the back of the car hacking and coughing, and the kids came back from school, and him and his wife both got sick. The kids were sick. He's carrying a bug. He's taking meds. He's got a mask on. We're kind of watching it. But we got the other camera guys are everywhere else. They had no other choice. It says, I got to go. So we go. And we get out there. We get kind of settled in. And a couple days later, pretty soon, I hear Ty. He starts hacking and coughing. You know, we're out in the boat, but we're getting the job done. We had a good bite of fish, great story, you know, line. And I'm coming back and I'm thinking, I probably dodged this thing. We left a day early and thinking, Lord, I've dodged a bullet on this one. And so we get home, we get settled in. The next morning I wake up and I felt just a little bit off. Next morning, much more off. Come Wednesday, terrible, terrible. I mean, I'm coughing, I'm hacking, I'm sick, I feel I'm just a mess. And so this goes on day after day after day, and being a macho man, that a mighty man of faith that I am, I'm standing on, I'm healed and whole, and I'm going to get through this, and that's a good deal. I don't have to go to no doctors. I don't have to go to the doctor. That went long enough until Sunday, and a friend of mine, she called me. She said, Al, I'm taking you into the doctor now. Get in the car now. So I go into urgent care in Brainerd. They checked me all out, and you know, and I had real bad, besides a bug of some kind, on top of that, I got a real bad dose of bronchitis. And for a week long, I couldn't say 2 sentences without coughing. You can still hear it in my voice. You can tell I'm a little bit off there. So that went on, and then they put me on these meds for 5 days, and that took 5 days for the antibiotic. The whole thing played out for 2 weeks. And I'm talking to God after that. I'm finally talking to him, actually just yesterday morning. Said, boy, it feels good to start to feel good. He says, you know, you could have felt good a lot quicker. I said, what do you mean? He says, Al, I want to bless my people, and I give them modern medical miracles. You have doctors that are specialists that can take care of all different kinds of things. I understand your faith, standing on a word on that, but I've given you these things to make your life better. I want you to be blessed. I want you to enjoy your life fulfilled. And you get an attack, like there's nothing wrong with going to the doctor, getting some meds, and getting yourself fixed up ASAP. You didn't have to go that extra long week and a half. You could have got it fixed better, faster, quicker. So I had to repent and say, thank you, Lord. Next time I'll listen better. I missed this one, but I'm not going to miss the next one. I don't want to go through this baby again. I had to share that with you, a current update of where I am, and right now, I'm feeling pretty darn good today. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you on the water.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride. This segment is brought to you by Sunset Country, Ontario, Canada. You gotta come visit.
So that was on a number 8 Shad Wrap.
Your style of boat control is really key.
One that was there from the very beginning.
You want to be able to see in the water. The adventure begins.
We are loaded for bear. We got
You know,
bites.
there's so many different ways to fish for walleye. Dependability and efficiency.
Simple, fast, and easy.
The best rods on the planet. They like to eat when you're throwing the right thing.
You don't have all bluebird flat calm days.
Just a perfect eating size fish. See, that's what I'm talking about, these Daiwa drag.
We got walleye stuff, we got crappie stuff, we got pike.
This boat is rigged up about as nice.
Easy to use, and it flat out works.
It's a must-have when you're talking about big waves. Well, these trout are so darn tough.
Incredible 11-year warranty.